So something I thought about this morning, right? As I'm driving to work, there's like a crazy fog going on today. Between the cold and the rain, it fogged up, and it's fogged, like the fog's really heavy. But it didn't affect my driving at all, and it didn't affect my driving because I know like where I'm going, I know where I'm at. So, like driving to work, not a big deal. It's like I do it every day, right? And so like driving through the fog, not a hard thing when you know where you're going. But if you didn't know where you were going, I imagine like the fog would probably be a really intense thing. I think that you'd have a really hard time figuring out what you're going to do. Like, you'd have to go super slow because you wouldn't know where the next turn's going to be. You wouldn't know how the road's going to curve. So you're going to go a lot slower when you don't know where you're going. And then sometimes, I mean, depending on, like, your fear level of driving in those kind of conditions, man, you might not go anywhere at all. You might pull over, go stop at a restaurant somewhere and try to kill some time or whatever, because like some people legitimately have that real strong fear in them about driving in those kind of conditions. The same thing can be said about life. If you don't know where you're going, you go really slow because you don't know what's ahead. You don't know how to take anything in front of you because you don't plan at all for anything. You're not looking for anything. And maybe you do. Maybe you know a little bit about where you want to go or what you're trying to do. And so you're going really slow, right? I have this like thought process of going full force in things. Period. No matter what. Like, at all times, I go as hard as I can. I go hard as fuck on everything I do. And the reason why is because I know that the creators equipped me with enough knowledge and enough understanding to know that no matter how things work out, they will work out in my benefit. Or at least work out, I'm going to make it through to the other side, right? Like, I don't think people think about things like that. Like, I don't think they understand, you know, when you stop in life, or you slowed way down, you kill your progress, and you kill your progress in so many ways when you do that. Like, you treat life like it's a fog. Like, you just don't know what you're doing. And so you slow way down and you dial way back on your speed. And then you take like extra safety precautions that deter you from getting where you should have gone, or, you know, whatever. You know, instead of going the highway, instead of taking the direct route, instead of doing what was necessary, you decide to take the back roads and maybe, you know, an extra 15, 20 miles more in your drive to get there. I understand, like, fear is a really strong thing, and fear is healthy. Like, in a lot of ways, fear is really healthy. Like, I'm not trying to down talk fear, because I get fear is a healthy thing. Being fearful of God, that's a really healthy thing. You should fear God, you know, on the level of understanding that, like, He ultimately figures that out on you. There's fear as in, you know, whoa, maybe I shouldn't, like, try to, I don't know, tightrope walk without a net underneath me if I'm doing it for the first time. There's safety fears, there's healthy fears, but there are also unhealthy fears. Like, the fear of rejection, the fear of getting hurt from a relationship, the fear of not making it, the fear of making it and not knowing what you're going to do if you do. Like, those are unhealthy fears. Those are the fears that captive, turns us into captives. We stay locked inside our fears, and then we don't get where we want to go. We don't do what we want to do. And it sucks. So, this morning, with this crazy fog going on around me, I'm telling you, keep going forward through it. And don't apply the brake every 5 seconds. Give it everything you got. 100%, 110, 120, depending on how high you can turn up. And go. And do, man. Achieve what you want to achieve. Because here's the reality. And I think I've said this in several videos past. I'm going to say it again because it's a real reality, man. We're all going to die. And I know that's like a depressing thing that people don't generally want to talk about, but it's the truth. Like, we're all going to die. We all have our expiration dates. And we don't know when that is. So, man, if you don't go after it right now, you might not get the chance. If you don't go after it right now, you might miss your opportunity. If you don't do it right now, you might not make what you want to make of yourself before it's too late. And then the thing with fear is fear spreads, I remember when I was a kid, I used to watch Nightmare on Elm Street, right? It was one of my favorite horror movie trilogy series, right? I loved Freddy Krueger. And the basis of Freddy Krueger is, he can't hurt you. In the real world, however, he can kill you in your dreams. And the only way Freddy Krueger has the ability to get into multiple people's dreams is by people talking about him to one another and spreading that fear. Fear spreads. If you're afraid to tackle your goals, man, what do you think your kids are going to be like? If you're afraid to go after what you want, and your family sees that, what kind of impact are you making on them? Your cousins, your nieces, nephews. I don't know. I don't know what your family dynamic looks like, but man, I'm telling you, fear spreads. And if you're going to be fearful of life, man, people around you are going to be fearful too. It's just facts of life. So stop treating life like a fog. Stop treating your success like a fog. Stop treating what you want like there's a fog, and go through it. That's all I got for you guys today. I hope you guys had a blessed week. I hope you guys are going into this weekend feeling successful, feeling satisfied in what you've gotten accomplished. I'm going to go in here. I got some meetings and I got some things I got to attend to, and then I'm going to slay some stuff because that's what I do. And I'm not going to lie, even in this video, I kind of talked to myself in some ways. So just know, not necessarily preaching to you, more or less just talking inner dialect to myself. I don't know. I hope you guys get something out of these videos. Like, comment, share, subscribe, spread the word of Superman Sexton, get my name out there. Man, I want to make a positive impact on the world. That's something I'm chasing after. That's one of the things I'm chasing after. That's, I've got so many dang goals, so many goals that I want to accomplish in this lifetime. This is one of them. I want to make sure I have a positive impact on the world. And granted, this is just YouTube, and I'm not in some third world country preaching somewhere, but I'm doing what I can, right? Do what you can do and go after it. I'll see you guys Wednesday. I'm out.